Although Roman numerals are not used much, they are the numbers that we come across frequently in our daily life. On clocks and watches. In books, often to number the chapters. Pages in appendices, or introductions. In plays, they separate acts into sections. Annual sporting events, like the Summer and Winter Olympics and the Super Bowl. In building cornerstones. In order to refer to kings, queens, emperors and popes, who share the same names. In chemistry to denote groups of the periodic table. And so on. Now let's look at the story of these Roman numerals. Did you know that, before Rome was even founded, Roman numerals were invented between 850 and 750 BC? I say this because most people think that Roman numerals were invented by the Romans, but Roman numerals are not necessarily a Roman invention. The Etruscan numbering system, upon which the Roman Empire was built, served as the basis for the Roman numbers. The majority of north-central Italy was covered by the Etruscan Empire, and Rome was located on its southern border. The Etruscans were the most developed of these local inhabitants. Between 850 and 750 BC, Roman historians admitted that the Etruscan civilization served as a major inspiration for much of their own. The letters they used were almost the same as the Romans, but their writing style was different. For example, an Etruscan equation for 16 would read as 10 plus 5 plus 1, whereas a Roman equation for 16 would read as 1 plus 5 plus 10. By the time of Augustus Caesar, the Roman numerals had evolved into the version we all recognize and still use today. Their use lasted in Europe after the fall of the Roman Empire, up until the 15th century. Over time, it was realized that the Arabic numeral system, which is the one we still use today, was simpler for everyday use, and calculations involving greater numbers. Another issue was that the Roman numeral system did not include a symbol for number 0. Roman numerals are the symbols I, V, X, L, C, D, and M, which represent the numbers 1, 5, 10, 50, 100, 500, and 1000 respectively. It is said that there is a theory called hand signals theory that says where the letters come from. According to this theory, the Roman numerals stand in for the counting hand signals. In this theory, numbers 1, 2, and 3 are equal to the fingers used when counting. V is the signal you see in between the thumb and fingers, when you open one hand and show all your 5 fingers. The numbers 6, 7, and 8 represent one hand showing 5, and the other hand showing the equivalent numbers. X is two hands showing 2 5s with thumbs crossed, hence the shape, X. In later periods, the letter L was adapted to represent the number 50. There are 4 basic principles for reading and writing Roman numerals. A letter repeats its value that many times, and can only be repeated 3 times. For example, to write number 30, we put 3 10s together. We can write 3 I's for 3, but we can't use 4 I's instead of 4. The right way of writing 4 is IV, since it is not allowed to repeat the same letter 4 times. According to the second rule, the total is the Roman number to be read, when a smaller value is put after a bigger value. For example, to write number 7, we write it as VII. Since 1 is smaller than 5, we sum them up, and we get 7. To write the number 113, first we have the greater number C, which is 100, then we have 10, which is X, and then we have 3 ones. According to the third rule, the Roman number to be read is the difference, when a lower value is placed before a greater value. For example, 9 is written as ix, because x is equal to 10, and 10 minus 1 is equal to 9, that is why 1 is placed before 10. 900 is written as cm, because m is equal to 1000, and since 900 is 100 less than 1000, we put c in front of m, because 1000 minus 100 is equal to 900. When we look at this number, we start from the beginning. M is equal to 1000, and after m, cm is coming. Cm is equal to 900, since c is smaller than m, we take the difference, which is equal to 1000 minus 100, 900. And then we have x, which is equal to 10. At the end, we have ix, which is equal to 9. Always, from the beginning till the end, try to take values from the biggest till the smallest. Several rules apply for subtracting amounts from Roman numerals. Only subtract powers of 10, which means you can subtract I, x, or c, but not v or l. For example, for the number 95, do not write vc, but write it as xcv. The reason is that, you should start with the biggest tens, which is 90 here, and then you add the ones, which is 5. Only subtract one number from another. For example, to write 13, we cannot write it as iixv, we should write it as xiii, which is equal to 10 plus 3. Do not subtract a number from one that is more than 10 times greater. For example, you can write 9 as 10 minus 1, ix, but you cannot write 99 as ic, 100 minus 1. You can write 99 as xcix, which is equal to 90 plus 9. The largest number that can be represented in this notation is 3999. What about numbers above 3999? According to the rules, we cannot write 4000 as MMMM, which goes against the principle of not having 4 consecutive letters of the same type together. So, according to the fourth rule, a bar added to the top of a letter or group of letters raises the value of the number by 1000. For example, to write 50,000, you write 50, which is the letter L, and then put a bar to the top of L. To write 90,099, you first write 90,000, which is 90 with its bar on top of it, and then you write 99, xcix, which is equal to 90 plus 9. This may work well, however there is great controversy about whether or not the ancient Romans used this technique, or if it was simply a product of later generations and civilizations. Okay, so, what about number 0? You may or may not have noticed that there has been no mention of 0 in any of the letters and numbers that are currently circling through your mind, as you seek to make sense of this ancient numbering system. They didn't give any letter to number 0, but instead of a letter, they used the word nulla, which is the Latin word meaning none, to represent 0. These numbers are thought to come out as a result of daily living needs. And according to this logic, the Roman number system was basically designed to estimate the prices of goods and trading business. So the Roman system did not need any value to represent 0. The base, Roman fraction, is s, indicating 1 over 2. For example, to write 7.5, you first write 7, which is VII, and then you write s, which is equal to 1 over 2. But here s does not correspond to 5/10, as one might expect, but 6/12. Due to the divisibility of 12, the Romans used a duodecimal system for fractions rather than a decimal one, making it simpler to handle frequent fractions, like 1/3 and 1/4 than a system based on 10. Fractions less than 1 over 2 are indicated by a dot for each untia, 12th, the source of the English words inch, and ounce, and dots are repeated for fractions up to 5/12. 6/12, which is 1/2, is s for semis, half. With some practice, you can master the Roman numerals in no time. But sometimes using a mnemonic, and putting the letters into a more memorable sentence, makes it much easier. You can remember their order by memorizing the sentences: I value xylophones like cows do milk, Or in reverse, my dear cat loves extra vitamins intensely. If you enjoyed the content of this video, click the subscribe button so you can receive more content like this every week. Thank you.